Hello again, everybody. David Clary, along with John Ulrich, along with Blake Woody. We are live once again at Murfreesboro Oakland High School, getting set for day 2 of the TSSAA State Baseball Tournament. The Wildcats of Oak Ridge taking on the Blackman Blaze in an elimination ball game. We appreciate you listening to our broadcast on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. The two teams are already had the national anthem, and we've warmed up, and now we're getting ready for baseball as the Wildcats take on the guys from right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Wildcats losing last night's ball game, a heartbreaker, 5-4, as they lost to the Clarksville Wildcats. This Blackman team lost to Green Hill last night, so this is an elimination ball game. Wildcats are the visitors today, and leading things off for the Wildcats will be Warren East. Warren had a sacrifice bunt for his night last night. Other than that, failed to reach base, and hoping to get on base here. When he's on base, the offense seems to go. He's stolen a lot of bases, the leading hitter on the team in terms of base hits and batting average. And the first pitch to him bounces about 4 feet in front of the plate, and it's ball one. So we are underway here from Blackman, or from Oakland against Blackman. John, did you oversleep today?
A little bit, David. See, I'm usually working until 3 a.m., so this 10 a.m. ball game really threw off my sleep schedule.
That pitch is down low, 2 balls and no strikes. Blake, check this out. Bounced up to the plate once again, about 2 or 3 feet in front of the plate, and Warren's ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. The winner of this game will play at 5 o'clock today against the winner of the other ball game that's going to go on in the second game, as Warren steps back in and he takes a strike. And the count is now 3 balls and 1 strike. Just underway, top of the first inning here at Murfreesboro Oakland High School. Another beautiful day, cool, windy conditions. Ball's hit on the ground to the third baseman. Nice play. Fields it, throws low, but in time to retire Warren East. The ball was hit hard, but out. That's out number 1, and the batter now will be Parker Free. Parker steps in for the Wildcats, had a base hit late in the ball game yesterday. And he steps in batting from the right side. The Wildcats wearing their pinstripes today. They're white, predominantly white baseball pants and white jerseys with Cardinal pinstripes, Cardinal lettering, and of course the Cardinal Oak Ridge across the middle. Blackman Blaze wearing their gray pants, orange jerseys with white and looks like a little blue on their jersey. We'll get the starting lineups for you here in a moment. John's just doing that. The ball's hit again to the third baseman, this time on one hop. He throws down low once again, but Parker is retired for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down, and that'll bring Mikey Teasley to the plate. We can start the ball game now. Coach Russell is in the house. As Mikey Teasley steps in for the Wildcats. Last night, picked up a double. John, are you ready?
Not quite, David.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second. Let me get a little room for, as Mikey takes one low and inside, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Camden Welch will be the pitcher on the mound for the Wildcats in the bottom half of this inning. He's on deck for Oak Ridge. To our right, the Wildcats switching dugouts from last night as Mikey takes one down low. Called a strike. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs, nobody aboard. We're in the top of the first inning here from Murfreesboro. Pitch is hit foul. And a nice one-handed grab by one of the Blackman coaches over to our left. And the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mikey back in. The right-hander comes to the plate. Hit well to left field. It's going to be caught on a shoestring catch, and a nice play by the left fielder. The ball was hit, but it stayed up in the air long enough for him to get under it. And he made the catch right above his shoe tops, and that's out number 3. So the Wildcats go quietly in the top of the first. We go to the bottom half, and why don't you run down the starting lineups here, John?
Starting in center field for the Wildcats, batting first is Warren East. Starting behind the plate is Parker Free. Batting third, starting at third base, is Mikey Teasley. Batting fourth is the pitcher, Camden Welch. Batting fifth is the first baseman today, Peyton Witter. Batting sixth is the right fielder, Richie Ferreira. Batting seventh is the shortstop Noah Wood. Batting eighth is the DH Cy Stevens. He will be DHing for the left fielder Carson Fagan. And batting ninth for the Wildcats will be the second baseman Whit Reniger.
Brandon Welch coming into this game has pitched, let's see, 57 and a third innings. This is his 13th game that he has started on the year. He has a record at 8-1 coming into this game.
What's that? Yeah,
he
I can't wait.
Been, staunch, especially in the district ball games. He's the guy that they start with in district games. And he's won 8 ball games. He's a left-handed throwing junior.
Yeah.
John, you know a lot more about the stuff.
You have to push him back.
John, you know a lot more about the stuff that Cam likes to throw.
Yeah, Cam's got really good movement on all his pitches. I think he's ran it up to about 88 this year on the mound with his fastball. But he's got good arm side movement on his fastball and changeup. And then look for a really good breaking ball out of him today.
Let me go over his stats once again. I don't think my mic was on there. He's pitched 57 in a third innings. This is the 13th game he has started this year. He comes in at 8-1. As he is continuing his warm-up tosses. Defensively, Peyton Witter will be the first baseman. Whit Reniger is, I have trouble saying that, is the second baseman. The shortstop is Noah Wood. The third baseman is Mikey Teasley. Out in left field, Wildcats, let's see, looks like Carson Fagan. In center field, it's Warren East. And in right field, Richie Ferreira. And behind the plate is Parker Free. You'll have to help me with their lineup here, John. Right-handed hitter facing the left-handed throwing Welch as the bottom of the first inning. About to get set. Scoreless ball game just underway. Cam has the sign. His first pitch is a bit high. And the count is 1-0. Blake Woody doing our technical work and scoreboard and camera. 1-0 pitch. That's a called strike. High strike on the outside half of the plate, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Still a good turnout of Oak Ridge fans here. Actually, we probably maybe even triple the Blackman fans as I look around the field here.
Yeah, there's a lot of Wildcat faithful out here today, David.
Pitch, that's up high. It's ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. As I mentioned, the Wildcats and Blaze, this is an elimination ball game. The winner plays at 5 o'clock today. Cam comes to the plate. Hit foul. Off to the screen, off to our left. And the count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three-two pitch. That's up high, ball 4. So a good start for the Blaze. They have their leadoff man aboard. And you'll have to help me with. You've got the lineup over there. This is their third baseman.
Yep, this is third baseman Kenny Colon.
Right-handed hitter, wearing number 21. They've got a runner at first. We're in the bottom of the first inning. We appreciate last night we had over 700 people watching this, just the scoreboard and listening to our broadcast there, John. So as that pitch is, he did swing and a little high strike anyway, and the count is 0-1. He swung at it, but they called it a high ball, I guess, on the scoreboard. Here we go again, John. 1-0 pitch.
I made a mention last night that we're going to keep our tab running against these umpires today.
2 balls and no strikes. Parker should have asked for help on that first one. They've got a runner at first, nobody out. Cam trying to find his strike zone. He comes in, that pitch is fouled back to the screen, and the count is 2-1. Another beautiful day. A little cool wind blowing through here. Very sunny, some light clouds. Third baseman back in once again. Go ahead, John.
Still another great day for baseball, though, compared to the rain out that we had last year.
Most definitely. 2-1 pitch, way outside and high. It's a matter of, you're a pitcher, a matter of mechanics right now for Cheeto.
I think he just might be letting that ball come out of his hand a little bit too soon.
Pitch way outside again. So back-to-back walks to start the ball game. And here comes Coach Ball. He's going to come out and talk to his big junior pitcher. So Blackman's got something going in the first. And Coach Ball is going to have a conversation with him. We're live here at Oakland High School. As we mentioned yesterday, Oak Ridge was defeated 5-4 by a very good Clarksville team. This Blackman team was defeated by Green Hill. Those two teams will be playing later today. And the winner of that game will play the winner of this game at 5 o'clock. The loser of this game will end their season here at the state tournament in the Final 8 in the state. Wildcats return to their position. Coach Ball slowly makes his way back to the Oak Ridge dugout to our right. And he'll face the number 3 hitter in the Blackman lineup.
Up next for Blackman is the designated hitter, Andrew Munson.
Lefty versus lefty here. Cam's just got to find the strike zone. Parker with the sign. Here's the pitch. Squares the bunt. Bunts it foul. Back to the screen. And Camden Welch is ahead. No balls and 1 strike. Emmett Branson's in the house here, John, right behind us. Future Wildcat, hopefully. No balls and 1 strike. Nobody out. 2 on. First inning here from Oakland. Pitch. Breaking pitch in there for a called strike. And the count is 0-2. John, you catching up?
Trying to, David. This Blackman lineup's a little bit hard to read.
Cam checks the runner at second. Not really being held on. The 0-2 pitch. He thought about swinging. He was well outside. Tried to get him to go fishing. He just wouldn't bite. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. This is their designated hitter. Wearing number 10 in their bright orange jerseys. Not quite Tennessee orange. Pitch. Hit foul. Over to the right side towards the Oak Ridge stands, which are packed with quite a few Oak Ridgers that have made the trip or stayed last night. Some went all the way home. Some came all the way back. We were talking to Ronnie and Becky Hayes. They started back and they decided, well, we don't want to miss tomorrow's ball game. So they stopped in Lebanon and stayed the night. So good to have them here. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Hit foul. Back to the screen our way. Just a little bit above our heads. Blake was ducking under the table. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That one had me ducking a little bit too, David. That was right in my head.
I guess my reaction time is at my advanced age is gone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch. Cut on a miss. That's the first out of the innings. Swinging strikeout, out number 1 for Cam. And the next batter will be their cleanup man.
Next up for Blackman is the catcher, Adam Beveridge.
Every batter that has come in from the Blackman dugout has handed the umpire a baseball. They are the home team today as that pitch is low and inside. 1 ball and no strikes.
There's also been a lot of foul balls this inning that their on-deck batters have had to go get.
Right. 2 on. Infield in a little bit on the grass as the pitch is hit foul. Couldn't get around on that one. The count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out, 2 on for the Blaze. Blackman in the 9286. Blackman making their first appearance of the state tournament since 2017. Ball is hit hard. Second baseman feels it. Whit Renniger throws in time to retire. The ball was deep in the hole. Whit got to it and it was a short throw and good speed coming down the line, and that's out number 2. But the runners advanced to second and third, but there are now 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, that's another play that Whit Renniger makes a great ranging play to his left. We saw a few of those yesterday one of which he was able to make the play on and get the out, but the other one resulted in a throwing error. But a good play by Renniger ranging to his left.
Pitch, breaking pitch in there for a call strike. Blackman making their 3rd appearance at the state tournament. They have an overall record of 2-5 in state tournament appearances. Losing yesterday to Green Hill. 1-strike pitch, 2-strike pitch. Oh, man, where in the world was that? 1 ball and 1 strike.
When Parker asked the umpire there, I think he said it was low.
Not a very tall batter. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch. I'm not sure where that one was. 2 balls and 1 strike, maybe a little outside.
This guy's zone is looking like the size of a pea today, David.
Yeah. 2 balls and 1 strike. As long as it goes both ways, we're okay with that. 2-1 pitch. Cut on and miss. Swinging strike, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Cheeto says, I don't need the zone there. I'll just get him swinging.
Cheeto has the sign from Parker. Cut on and miss. Strike 3. Didn't need him at all. The umpire helped him a bit, but then a couple swings, and that's out number 3. So the Blaze pick up a couple base runners. They leave them stranded. We are going to the top of the first inning here at Oakland High School. We appreciate you listening to our broadcast on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. We'll be back in a moment.
You've worked hard to build your business, and we want to help you protect it. The team at Fox Insurance Group believes your business deserves the expertise of a local insurance agent. With business insurance from Todd Fox, Fox Insurance Group, and Encoded Insurance, you can make sure your business stays up and running no matter what happens. If you own a business, make sure it's fully protected by contacting Fox Insurance Group. Visit www.grayfoxins.com or call 865-482-0513.
David Clary back here along with John Ulrich. Blake Woody here, the long throw down to second as we get ready for the top half of the second inning, live from Murfreesboro, Oakland High School, side of last year's state tournament for the Wildcats. Of course, other games going on tonight at today at Siegel High School, just a little bit down the road. And then, of course, I saw Coalfield won their game last night, Single A team. Congratulations to them.
I know a lot of the guys on this Oak Ridge team have a lot of friends on that Coalfield team, so that's good to see some friends of the program winning.
I saw that one of Coalfield's players, Luke Shreese, I think set the state record for most base hits this year. He was one of the Single A Mr. Baseball finalists as that pitch is hit foul by Cam Welch off to the right and off the netting. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Nobody aboard, nobody out here in the top of the second inning. State tournament action here from Oakland High School in Murfreesboro. There's a called strike on the outside half of the plate, and the count is 1-2. Last night I saw Valen Henderson, former Wildcat football player here. He goes to Oakland High School. His dad, Vonce Henderson, and one of the coaches on the Oakland staff. That pitch sails outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Back in the box goes Cam. That pitch is down low, a ball, and the count is full now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lefty versus righty here. Cam had a hit in the 7th inning last night. That pitch is hit at the plate, foul. Hits the artificial turf and bounces back to the screen. And the count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes. On deck for the Wildcats is Peyton Witter. Peyton hit home run last night. Here's a pitch to Kim. Cut on and miss. And that is a strikeout, swinging. And here comes Peyton Witter to the plate. Peyton, as I mentioned, had a hit last night. Unfortunately, was the last batter in the ball game. They saw Clarksville beat Oak Ridge 5-4. Right-handed hitting senior, hits the ball hard, but to the third baseman. He's been a vacuum cleaner over there, and that's the third put out that he has made in the game, and that's out number 2 quickly. Wildcats going down quickly here in this second inning.
Yeah, the Wildcats are looking aggressive today at the plate, and so far it hasn't been paying off with a few ground outs to third.
Here comes Richie Ferreira. Richie had a base hit last night. There were very few hits in the ballgame. I think the hit total's 4, maybe 4 or 5 hits in the game total for both teams, really. Richie takes one up high and outside. Richie loves to swing at that first pitch, but that one even out of Richie's range. Richie's never seen a pitch he didn't like. 1-0 pitch. That's on the inside corner for a called strike, and that evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Nobody aboard. We're in the second inning. 0-0 the score. Lefty comes to the plate, cut on and foul tipped into the mitt. Right-handed thrower against the left-handed hitting Richie Ferreira, and he's behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Called strike 3 on the outside half of the plate, and the Wildcats go 1-2-3 for the second consecutive inning. So we go to the bottom half of the second inning. We're live here at Murfreesboro on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. Take another break. We'll send it back once again. We'll be back to Murfreesboro in a moment.
Your pets are part of the family, and the caring professionals at MacArthur Animal Hospital know this, and they put their years of veterinary experience in caring to work. MacArthur Animal Hospital is located at 2190 Oak Ridge Turnpike in Oak Ridge. To learn more or to make an appointment, please call Dr. Paul Sluha at 865-482-1797. MacArthur Animal Hospital is proud to support some other cats too, the Oak Ridge Wildcats, and they would like to wish them well this season. MacArthur Animal Hospital, proudly serving the Oak Ridge area. 482-1797.
Emmett, are you skipping school today?
Yes.
Really? So your dad's an educator. I guess he's taking the day off. Are you about done with school?
Yeah.
Yeah, just maybe a couple more days left.
Yes.
You don't have any tests, do you?
No.
Okay. That's Emmett Branson right there. He's skipping school like Blake is as we start the second inning here.
I've been out of school for a few weeks now, David.
Well, you're in college. It's a little bit different. Who's stepping in here for the Blaze?
This is the first baseman. Oh, I don't have first names on my sheet. This is the first baseman, Austin Levin.
Pitch to him is a called strike, and we're underway in the bottom of the second. They picked up a couple of base runners on a couple walks in the first. Failed to score, and there's a swinging strike, and that's strike 2. Lefty versus lefty here. Blackman, of course, Oak Ridge has played them in basketball before. Of course, their head basketball coach used to be the head basketball coach at Oak Ridge, Barry Wortman, still the head coach of the Blackman Blaze. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody aboard, nobody out. The pitch hit well in the left field, and it's going to drop in for the first hit of the ball game. And it's brought back into the infield. He went to the opposite way, hit it to left field, and Carson Fagan got it in quickly, but that's the first hit of the game.
It was a good job of hitting by Levin, taking that fastball from Cheeto the other way for a base hit.
Max Wilcox, the left fielder, steps in now for Blackman. Runner at first, squares to bunt. Almost hit him. They're gonna. Oak Ridge wants to ask for help. They now ask for help, and he said he did go. Good job by the home plate umpire to finally ask the first base umpire if he went. Parker needs to do that too, though.
After being egged on by all the Oak Ridge fans and Coach Free. He
1 strike to
definitely
count.
held that bunt.
Squares to bunt, takes one a bit high and outside. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner at first, leadoff single against Cam Welch. Left-hander. Checks the runner at first. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Squares to bunt again. Missed it, and that's strike 2. That time the home plate umpire did see it, and the count is 1-2. Trying to get that runner in scoring position. Has been able to lay down the bunt behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. Did you get a good night's sleep last night?
I was kind of on and off for a little while, but like I said earlier, I usually get home from work at 2 or 3 a.m., so it's throwing off my sleep schedule a lot.
2 balls and 2 strikes. That pitch was way up high. Two-two pitch, squares the bunt again. This time he fouls it back, and that's strike 3. So that was a credit, a strikeout to Cheeto. Just couldn't get the bunt down, and that's out number 1 here in the second inning. Better now, looks like it's going to be right fielder Jonah Brown. Right-handed hitter, steps in, looking down at his third base coach down in the third base coaching box. Runner takes his lead off of first, lead off single, the only hit so far in the game. Pitch on the inside corner at the knees for a called strike. Cam Welch, 8-1 on the year. Been a workhorse for the Wildcats. Beautiful breaking pitch there, and the count is 0-2.
Nice breaking ball there by Cam Welch to catch his own.
You're a man of little words today, John.
I'm tired,
warm up.
David.
Pitch is a little bit outside, and the count is 1-2. Mitchell Cunningham is on deck. He's the shortstop. Runner at first. The pitch. There's one just a little bit low. And the count is 2 strikes. Not a bad pitch at all. Tried to get him to go, and it almost hit the zone, but it was low.
Yeah, ahead in the count, that's a good breaking ball to try to get him to fish at, but patient hitter here in Brown.
2-2 pitch is up high, around shoulder level, and the count is full, 3 strikes. Cam's had a lot of deep counts. We saw Nebben last night for Clarksville throw a lot of pitches, walked several people, but lasted into the 7th inning, I believe, maybe the 6th inning. 3-2 pitch, that's up high, and that's ball 4. So back-to-back innings where the Blaze have had a couple runners on. And here comes Mitchell Cunningham, the shortstop. Right-handed hitter. He's the number 9 hitter in their order. Cheeto trying to collect himself out on the hill, toes the rubber. Parker Free has the sign from the Oak Ridge dugout. And here's the first pitch. He squares to bunt, takes a strike. And the count is 0-1. Last night, John, the Wildcats got, especially late in the ballgame, the Wildcats would get 2 strikes but couldn't finish the batters off. Squares to bunt here again, hits it foul back to the screen. Blaze trying to bunt here, but they haven't been able to execute. But last night, a lot of times we had 0-2 counts and couldn't finish them off.
Yeah, that's kind of what really was our downfall last night. What allowed them to get those runs is Mikey just couldn't quite put the batters away with 2 strikes. He was doing a great job getting ahead, but just unable to put people away.
Strike 3 swinging, and that's out number 2 in the ball game. So a couple times they helped us out really by squaring the bunt and putting themselves in a hole. And Jacob Adamson, the second baseman, the leadoff man for the Blaze, steps in. 2 outs, 2 on. We're in the bottom of the 2nd inning here from Murfreesboro, Oakland. Elimination ball game. And winner advances. The losers, the ball's hit foul at the plate. He was in the batter's box, hit him as it bounced out, but he was still in the box, and the count is 0-1. Winner of this game plays at 5 o'clock today, 5 o'clock Central Time, 6 o'clock Eastern Time. To clarify that, people watching back home. Cut on a miss. Strike 2, swinging. As Cam trying to get out of another mess here in the 2nd inning. Lefty versus righty. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Strike 3, looking, and that is out number 3. It was a high strike, but we'll take it, John. I mean, if he's going to be consistent, that's all you can ask from an umpire. And so we go to the 3rd inning, and Wildcats have been retired 6 up and 6 down. They got to get their bats going.
They do, David. It's going to be a rough day if the Oak Ridge Wildcats aren't hitting.
Well, let's talk about that. You've played in some of these early games, and we played in this early game last year against Bradley Central. Is it hard to get out of bed? I mean, we kind of had the late game last night, got back a little bit late. Then you have to get right up and come to play a ball game. And I know you've probably done that in travel ball as well. But is it hard to get yourself rolling here?
Yeah, it's always a little bit hard in this early morning game. TSSAA was gracious enough to have this be a 10 a.m. game instead of like a travel ball 8 a.m. game.
Right.
Those are never fun. But it's still tough to. What was it, do we know what time the game ended last night, David?
I wasn't paying attention, but I know it was late when we got back to the hotel.
I think it was about 10:30 when I finally got back to the hotel. So the game here probably ended around 9:45, and finishing up then with a 30-minute drive back to the hotel. It's rough, And then another 30-minute drive here in the morning, so you got to get up earlier than you'd expect, maybe if it was an early home game. So it's definitely rough on these guys that might be looking a little bit sluggish here to begin the game.
Lower third of the order for the Wildcats, Noah Wood, Cy Stevens, and Whit Reniger. I'm expecting Noah to lay a bunt down right here. Just me. We'll see what he does. They creep in a little bit on the grass. He's going to swing away and takes a strike. Count is no balls and one strike. I think Blackman had the same idea as I did. You can see the third baseman creeping in on the grass. Quickly back in. Noah swings and he misses. And the count is 0-2. Wildcats have been 6 up and 6 down so far. Wildcats trying to get a base runner here, and oh boy, a good-looking pitch, but evidently a little outside. The count is 1-2.
Yeah, I don't really know where these pitches are missing, David. I think this guy's just got a really small zone as that one runs in and hits Noah Wood.
Well, there's our first base runner. He had him 1-2, and then he went inside with it, hit him in the square of the back. Noah wears the number 1. That's basically where it hit him, and the Wildcats have their first base runner of the night, and here comes the designated hitter, Cy Stevens.
Cy's got some good pop for the Wildcats, and from what I've heard from coaches, he's like a second cleanup hitter in this lineup, hitting 8th.
Coach Free barks out a signal to him. He checks his wristband to see exactly what that call is. Noah Wood takes his lead off of first base runner of the game for the Wildcats. Pitch to Cy, inside, and the count is 1-0. Cy was bailing a little bit. I think he thought it was going to nip him. Once again, another signal from Coach Free, and once again, Cy checks the wristband. Noah Wood, the base runner, first for the Wildcats. Nobody out here in the third. Pitch is high and outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Did you find it more difficult to work from the stretch or as opposed to the windup?
I was always just kind of a pitcher that just pitched out of the stretch no matter what. I dabbled in a windup here and there, but usually a lot of times later in the year I just forget the windup and just go to the stretch because it's a lot less movement for a big guy like me with long arms. So it's the less extra movement you can have, usually the more control you'll have over your pitches.
3 balls, no strikes. There's ball 4, so the Wildcats have a couple base runners and might have something going here in the third as the batter is Whit Reniger. Whit last night had a single and an RBI in the ball game. He has to check his wristband, which he doesn't keep on his wrist. He actually keeps it in his right back pocket, does the freshman.
Whit had a great day yesterday at the plate, 2 for 2 with a walk. Or 2 for 2 with a walk and 2 singles.
Bats from the left side. Runners at first and second. Cy Stevens, the runner at first. Noah Wood, the lead runner at second. Here's a bunt put down the third base line, but stays foul, and the count is 0-1. We're in the third inning. We have a scoreless game. Only 1 hit so far. That was by the Blaze in the previous inning. And Whit steps back in for the Wildcats.
I think bunting these 2 runners over to second and third might be a good idea here with nobody out. And with Whit's speed, he might be able to reach first.
Especially with the top of the order about to come back in. Here's the pitch. He squares the bunt again. Bunts it foul. So both teams having trouble executing the bunt play. Blackman, 3 or 4 of their players tried to bunt. None of them got one down successfully. Coach Free once again signals the play. Let's see. Would he give him the same sign with 2 strikes?
I doubt he will, David. Usually this lineup for the Wildcats is so deep. If you get to 2 strikes, I doubt he'll have anybody bunt. These bats are so good. Whit was 2 for 2 yesterday, so I expect swings here.
He does bunt it, and he bunts it foul, and that's a strikeout. So it's out number 1.
It's a little bit of an oddity to me. Usually you don't see a whole lot of bunts with 2 strikes. And that's 2 that we've seen now, 1 from the Wildcats and 1 from Blackman.
Yeah, Whit's usually pretty good about getting the bunt down. So now let's see what the top of the order can do. Warren East. Warren looking for his first base hit of the state tournament. He steps in, the leading hitter on the season, and he swings and hits the ball down the line. That's a base hit. 1 run will score. Coming around third is Noah Wood. Cy Stevens is going into second, and in with a stand-up RBI double is Warren East, and the Wildcats take a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, Warren just turned on that ball and ripped it down the line. Just barely kept it fair. And that drives in, I believe, Noah Wood from second and moves Cy Stevens over to third, as Warren East collects an RBI double, which gets the first run of this game across for the Wildcats.
conversation between the home plate umpire and the third base coach. I'm not exactly sure. That ball, maybe he was trying to determine whether that was it was definitely fair. It went over the bag at third. Ball wasn't hit super hard, but it was in a perfect spot. And the Wildcats step in with Parker Free with a couple RBI opportunities here with runners at second and third. 1-0 Oak Ridge against the Blackman Blaze. One out here. Parker takes one low and outside, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Parker had a base hit late in the ball game yesterday. Grounded out to third his first time today. Cy Stevens takes his lead off of third. Warren off of second. The pitch hit foul. Off over towards the Blackman dugout. And the count is even. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Mikey Teasley's on deck. The Wildcats, a couple opportunities here. Get a couple more runs in. We found out last night that 3 was not enough, so the Wildcats need to just pour it on here. Their first opportunity as that pitch is cut on and missed. Parker behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. First hit of the ball game for the Wildcats. They haven't put it up on the board. A little biased, I think these Middle Tennessee people are against us. As Parker steps in, that pitch bounced in the plate. Nice stop by the catcher. We saw last night a couple balls get past both catchers, even the Mr. Baseball finalist for Clarksville, and it resulted in runs for both teams. Well, both teams actually. As got a 2-2 count on Parker Free. Sophomore back in, the pitch to him. Low and inside, almost hit him, and we got a full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's a big gapper right here from Parker. The sign, here comes the 3-2 pitch to Parker Free. Hit on the ground, it's going to get a run in. It's an RBI for Parker Free as Cy Stevens comes in to score run number 2. The Wildcats have a 2-0 lead and give an RBI to Parker Free.
It's a good job by Parker, just getting the job done, putting the ball on the ground the other way to score Cy Stevens from third.
See what Mikey Teasley can do here. Mikey lined out to left field on a nice play by their left fielder. Advancing over to third base was Warren East, and Mikey's going to step in. 2 outs now, 2 in, 2-0 Wildcats in this elimination ball game at the state baseball tournament in Murfreesboro. Pitch almost hit him in the head. We saw yesterday, first couple pitches to Mr. Baseball were high and tight, and Mikey motions out to the pitcher. I know you didn't try to hit me. We're good. That's the kind of guy Mikey is. That's from the right side. He told me today, I'll tell you the story in a second, as that pitch bounced at the plate. Good stop again by the catcher. Said he got contacted last night by the Chicago White Sox. So that's, and he said that just last night they talked to him. So Mikey's got to have a lot of opportunities. He's only a junior. He's committed to UT, as everyone knows. Oak Ridge fans do, but talking to major league teams as well.
Yeah, he's one of the best prospects to come through Oak Ridge in a long time. Maybe best ever.
We've had a couple drafted in the past, but
drafted out of high school.
Well, Kevin Steen.
Kevin Steen?
Yeah, he got drafted by the ball is hit in the air very high. It's in the shallow center field. The shortstop under it makes the catch for out number 3. So a high major league pop, but out. But a very productive inning for the Wildcats. Oak Ridge picks up 2 runs. They do it on 1 hit. The big hit, obviously, was the double by Warren East. RBIs for Oak Ridge by Parker Free and Warren, and it's 2-0 Wildcats. So good start here after really getting nothing done in the first 2 innings. The Wildcats plate 2. Let's take another break here. We are live here from Oakland High School, and we'll be back in a moment.
They get an interesting right A winning insurance strategy
Yeah,
doesn't
uphill.
rely on one person.
Yeah.
So you guys communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right cover.
It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3, Wildcat!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Ask me, Nathan Miser, about Shelter's auto, home, and life options.
Welcome back once again to Oakland High School, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I was noticing we've got class changes over there at the school, so they're still in school. They're very used to this. The spring fling, they take about all the high schools here and they use them on the baseball fields, the softball fields. A lot of the softball is played at that little sports complex just right down the road from here. Track's going on. We wish the Oak Ridge track team good luck today as they begin their running events. We've got several of our tracksters here in Murfreesboro. Good luck to them as we get ready for the bottom of the third with the Wildcats on top 2-0. John, who's this?
This is the second hitter, number 21, the third baseman, Cologne.
Hits a line drive to center, and Warren, his first step was in, but then he realized the ball was tagged. Warren doesn't get fooled very often, and Warren's got really good speed and reaction time. He reads the ball real well. He got back on it, kind of twisted himself to get the catch, make the catch out in center field, and that's out number one. Good start for Cam. One pitch, one out, and pitch is at the knees, perhaps a little bit low. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. 2-0 Wildcats. One hit apiece for both teams. So that pitch is cut on and miss. Really live pitch that time by Cheeto. And the count is even, 1 ball, 1 strike. John, are you still trying to get that lineup in?
No, I missed a pitch in my scorebook somewhere, and I'm trying to find it.
You can always go ask Coach Ulrich over there. He probably has it in his official capacity.
I'm just scrolling through Game Changer right now, trying to find which pitch I messed up.
1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch hit him, and down the first it goes. It made solid contact. I mean, it sounded almost like hitting a wooden bat. I guess that was bone. I guess he's okay. He didn't even rub it.
That may have been his elbow guard there, David.
Yeah.
That sure sounded like a bat, though.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Handle.
That's what I thought too. But there was no hesitation and no argument from Oak Ridge, so they've got a runner on. Cheeto's had base runners in every inning. He's been able to get out of it as that pitch is down low a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. We're live on our YouTube channel. We appreciate all of our sponsors that you're hearing on the air. Mainly our sponsors have been with us most of the year in football and basketball. As that ball is hit hard into center field. That's the second hit of the game, fielded by Warren. So they've got runners at first and second. So a couple hard hit balls here in this inning. Actually, the first one that Warren caught out in deep center field, a nice base hit right up the middle, and they've got runners at first and second. Looks like we're going to get a courtesy runner in the game. So Wildcats trying to get a shutdown inning here as they scored 2 in the top half of this inning, and Blackman's got runners at first and second.
Yeah, not the way you want to start off the inning after putting up 2 go-ahead runs on the board.
Principal Dr. Drayton Hawkins in attendance here along with his family. Good to always have him as he squares the bunt again, takes the strike. We saw this in his first at bat, squared the bunt a couple times. Falls behind, no balls, and 1 strike. 1 out here in the third, 2-0, the Wildcats on top of the Blaze. Pitch, breaking pitch, hit foul. Out of play, Parker gives it a look, but it's over toward Vonce Henderson's school, the Oakland High School. Out of play it goes, and the count is 0-2. Coach Derek Rang listening to our broadcast right now, head coach of the Wildcat football team, Coach Aaron Green as well. 0-2 pitch, that's up high, and the count is 1-2. One of our loyal listeners last night was Coach Green's mother, Fagreen. She listened to most of the ball game, all the ball game. 2-strike pitch, hit foul. Behind on it, but he got a piece of it. Lined it foul over towards the Oak Ridge dugout and over the top of the dugout and bullpen area. And the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runners at first and second. 1-2 pitch. That's up high. Tried to get him to go over that high pitch, and it's an even count now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cheeto's thrown a lot of pitches. John, how many?
He's at 57 pitches so far today.
And we're only in the 3rd inning. Comes to the plate. Hit in the air. Right field. Richie Ferreira, late jump on it, but he's under it. He makes the one-handed grab and throws it in quickly, and that's out number 2. Just a soft, easy fly ball out to Richie, and that's out number 2. Who's this?
This is the first baseman, Austin Leben.
Number 6 hitter in their lineup. Runners at first and second. Cheeto's had a lot of traffic on the base paths, but to this point he's been able to get out of trouble. He's got 2 on and 2 outs now. Number 6 hitter in their lineup takes a breaking pitch in there for a called strike. What did you say Cheeto's average speed with his fastball is?
So far today, Cheeto's been 85 to 87.
Okay. 1-strike pitch, breaking pitch. This one stays outside, and the count is even. 1 ball and 1 strike. Coach Kevin McKeithen, assistant coach of the Wildcats, former Wildcat. And now, let's see, the coach of the Blaze wants to talk to the field umpire. I like these umpires better. They're letting the kids play. They're not yelling at them. They're not telling them, like last night, to be quiet. They're just letting them play.
That's what you like to see. These crews should be focused on officiating the game, not the fun that the guys in the dugout are having.
When you bleached your hair last year, how long did it take for it to get totally out?
I still had a little bit of it in my hair in my freshman year of college.
Wow.
It takes a while to grow out unless you just shave it all right off, which I was not going to do.
Titus Fetters did that. He's totally shaven. That pitch, breaking pitch, stays a little bit high, I think. Pretty good-looking pitch. Stayed up high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Runners at first and second for Blackman. 2-0 Wildcats. They've out-hit the Wildcats 2-1. Fastball fouled back to the screen. And the count even now, 2-2. Yeah, all the guys this year have bleached their hair blonde. They did it a year ago, and most of Blackman's team has done the same. There's a little bit more orangey color than Oak Ridge, a little bit much more, not quite platinum. Is that breaking pitch? Stays a little bit high. Oak Ridge fans didn't see it that way, as you can probably hear. We got a good turnout of fans, including Lady Wildcat basketballer Jenna Johnson in the house today. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Breaking pitch, stays up high, and that's ball 4. Just missed there, John. It was close, and the bases are loaded. And last night when we had the bases, saw them Clarksville with the bases loaded, their Mr. Baseball finalists ripped one to the gap, and that's exactly what Cheeto's hoping to avoid here as they bat with the bases loaded in a 2-0 ball game.
That was also on the batter before was should have been strike 3 looking, but
cut on a miss. Max Wilcox, the left fielder for the Blaze. The bases full of Blackman players. 1-strike pitch, that's up high. Parker goes up high to pull it down, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Hasn't really had his best control today. He's walked several. Now the strike zone. He's made some good pitches, though. He's battled. That pitch is high and inside. Didn't want to walk in a run, obviously. Falls behind, 2 balls and 1 strike. Parker Free behind the plate. He's caught most of the games this year. We saw Kipton Fagan catch a few, and that pitch is outside. He's 1 pitch away from walking in a run. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, not the situation you want to be in as a pitcher with the bases loaded. You got 2 outs. You just need to make 1 pitch right here, get a ground ball, but falling behind 3-1 is not not a nice feeling.
Ball 4, and that's a run. It's 2-1 now. So he walks in a run, and in the Wildcats, see the Blaze still with the bases loaded, And honestly, on that at bat for sure, nothing was even really close. And here comes Coach Travis Free. Now he's going to talk to his junior pitcher, the rest of the infield, including first baseman Peyton Witter and third baseman Mikey Teasley come in. The middle infielders, Noah Wood and Whit Reniger, stay in their positions. The outfielders, Richie Ferreira and Warren East, will have a conference out in right center field. And Carson Fagan, feeling all by himself out there, walks in slowly, and we'll have some words with Noah Wood. So I got all the Wildcat fielders in that conversation. It's Parker Free behind the plate. Didn't get him in that conversation, but he was out there with Coach Free, and it's a long conversation. Of course, the umpire listening to every word of it as Cheeto has walked in a run. It's 2-1. The Wildcats just now were hoping for a shutdown inning, but the Blaze, knowing it's an elimination ball game, they're going to do their best to stay in this ball game. You don't get to the state tournament and be one of the final 8 teams in the state unless you're a good baseball team. And the teams that we saw yesterday, Green Hill, Blackman, and obviously Clarksville and Oak Ridge, 4 really quality teams. Of course, Farragut and Siegel won their games yesterday, with Independence and Rossview losing ball games. As right fielder, number 8 hitter, Jonah Brown, steps in. What did Jonah do his last time?
Jonah Brown walked his last time up.
Bases still full as that pitch. There's a better looking pitch. It's a little outside, maybe a little low. Parker's hair going to bother him a little bit. He has to take off his mask several times to readjust the flowing blonde locks. 1 ball, no strikes. It was barely missed that time. Here he comes in. There's an easy strike, and there's a throw down to first, and not in time. Parker tried to get the runner at third. He had strayed off the bag a little bit. It's a dangerous throw with 2 outs, but Parker's got a very accurate arm. He was easily back to the bag. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, bases loaded. Breaking pitch in there for a call strike. One of the best pitches of this inning for Camden Welch. They've scored a run. Got the bases loaded. A 1 ball, 2 strike count. Cheeto trying to get out of this mess right here on this pitch, and he does. Strike 3, swinging, and that is out number 3. But Blackman cuts the lead in half. It's 2-1. The Wildcats have the lead over the Blaze in this elimination ball game from the state tournament.
KOC Oak Ridge shows our commitment to orthopedic excellence by providing on-site X-ray, bracing, testing, and
I'll leave that up to you.
therapy. We strive to take care of all of your orthopedic needs in a professional and efficient manner with the respect you deserve. We've been treating East Tennessee families for over 40 years, and we're a proud supporter of Oak Ridge High School athletics. Check out our website and give us a call at 865-558-4400. Go Wildcats!
Sexton Automotive of Oak Ridge is proud to be a family and locally owned, full-service pre-owned car dealership. You have the option to take your vehicle anywhere for collision repairs, and we will work with your insurance company. Sexton Automotive of Oak Ridge is a Napa Care Center, and our service department is here for all your automotive maintenance and repair needs. Our rental fleet offers a variety of vehicles, from economy cars to passenger vans. Get your next in at Sexton Automotive of Oak Ridge, Elizabeth Beard, ORHS Class of 2001. Check out our inventory online 24/7 at sextonautos.com.
You tweet the score here and how we scored. Welcome back once again to Murfreesboro Oakland High School. The Wildcats in a 2-1 ball game against the Blackman Blaze. Leading things off for the Wildcats will be the Wildcat pitcher, Camden Welch. Cam was a strikeout victim back his first time. He takes one down low, a ball. 1 ball, no strikes, the count. 2-1. The Wildcats have been out hit 2-1. Wildcats Warren East with the only extra base hit in this one. Cam takes one low and inside, and the count is 2-0. They were telling us, Mike Kelly was telling me a moment ago, that the state championship game, whoever's going to play in that, hopefully they'll be wearing cardinal gray, has been moved to Oakland on Saturday as opposed to Middle Tennessee State. And that's kind of disappointing, honestly. You get whoever plays in that state championship game, not a chance to play on the big field.
Yeah, I know there was a lot of A lot of good times made earlier when Oak Ridge played Hardin Valley at Lindsey Nelson Stadium at UT, but that's one of the big things that you look forward to in the state tournament is getting to the finals, getting to play in MTSU, getting to play in that really big stadium that I'm pretty sure they just finished renovations on not too long ago.
Cam just struck out. They're going to have to throw him out. The pitch was outside, and that's the second time in the ball game that Cam Welch has been retired via the strikeout. That's out number 1. And the batter now will be Peyton Witter. Peyton grounded out to third his first time, 0 for 1 in the ball game. As Peyton steps in. Righty comes in, pitch bounced to the front of the plate, and the count is 1-0. Yeah, because of the rain we had on Tuesday, they've had to move everything around. As Peyton hits the ball hard in the hole to the shortstop. He feels it, has a play, and throws him out. Peyton not the swiftest down the line. The shortstop made a great play. I didn't think of initially. I thought it was going to go into the outfield. It got past the third baseman. The shortstop picked it up and threw Peyton coming down the line, and that is out number 2. Batter now is Richie Ferreira. Richie was a strikeout victim back in the second inning. And he swings at the first pitch. It's a strike anyway, and the count is 0-1.
Good cut by Richie there. Fouls that one back to the screen.
Richie behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Ferreira back in. The pitch to him. That one's outside a ball. Richie, one of 3 seniors on this Oak Ridge team. Oh. Another strikeout. He's going to have to throw him out once again, and he does for out number 3. So a shutdown inning for the Blaze after closing the gap. 2-1 our score. The Wildcats in the lead as we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Welcome back to Oakland High School. We go to the bottom half of the 4th inning in a 2-1 ball game. Number 9 hitter steps in for the Blaze. This is Mitchell Cunningham, the shortstop. Camden Welch comes to the plate. First pitch, a little bit low, I guess, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Umpires are human. Especially if a pitcher doesn't hit the strike zone with consistency, as that pitch is called a strike. I don't know if he took a little half hack at it or a check swing, but he called it a strike on the inside half of the plate at the knees. 1-1 pitch is a bit high, a little bit above the belt on the inside half of the plate. And the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. But if you're not consistent, the umpire's not going to give you the benefit of the doubt on a lot of close ones.
No, and so far this man has had a really, really small strike zone as Cheeto gets him to pop it up. And Whit Reniger makes the catch for the first out here in the bottom of the 4th.
2-1 our score. Now back to the top of the order we go to Jacob Adamson. He's the second baseman for the Blaze, leadoff man. And John, what has he done today?
Adamson has walked and struck out so far.
The winner of this game plays at 5 o'clock Central Time, 6 o'clock Eastern Time here at Oakland against the winner of the Clarksville Green Hill ball game. The game will be at 5 o'clock Central Time. Wildcats hoping to get to that. Blackman hoping as well. It's an elimination ball game, this one is. So whoever wins moves on. The loser ends a great season. One strike pitch, a little bit low to Adamson. And the count is even. One out here. Fourth inning, 2-1. Nail biter here so far. Here's the pitch, way outside. Cheeto's had good velocity. He just hasn't had his typical good control today.
Yeah, he's usually right around the zone with just about every pitch, but he's missing a lot high today, as you just saw there. But
falls behind yet another hitter, 3 balls and 1 strike. How many walks has he had in this one?
He's had 5 walks and a hit by pitch, so it's 6 free bases, if you will.
Ball's hit to right field. Richie in first, now backs up on it. It's a high sky, looks up into the clouds and makes the catch. So kind of bailed him out a little bit. That pitch was high and out of the strike zone, but he flies out to Richie Ferreira for out number 2 here in the 4th inning. Kenny Colon, the third baseman, the batter now. 2 outs, nobody aboard. Cheeto trying to have his first perfect inning of the ball game. 2-1 Wildcats. The big lefty comes to the plate. Inside corner at the knees. Called for a strike. Wind blowing a little bit harder from left to right. Clouds have kind of taken over the sun. It's kind of chilly, actually, for a May day. Very comfortable, though. Much better than sitting out in the blazing sun. Timeout is asked for by the batter. Yeah. One strike the count. Cam comes in, pitch way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. 2-1 our score. The Wildcats in the lead. Wildcats scoring on RBIs from Warren East and Parker Free. Bases loaded walk, the only run for the Blaze. That pitch is outside, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs. We're at Oakland High School, site of last year's state tournament for the Wildcats. 2-1 pitch, hit foul. Back to the screen, and the count is even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ben George listening to our broadcast today back in either in Oak Ridge or in Knoxville, keeping us up to date with some of the other things going on. I heard from the Farragut announcer last night. He was listening to our broadcast. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch. Hit in the air, right side. Once again, Richie Ferreira back on it. Should make the catch, and he does for out number 3. So the first 3 up and 3 down inning for Camden Welch.
And do you know what pitch he just got it on, David?
100.
No, David. That was a knuckleball.
Oh, was it a knuckleball, really?
Cam Welch.
Wow. I thought you were going to tell me the number of pitches that he made, but
no, that was pitch number 87, though.
So we go to the 5th inning. The Wildcats in the lead 2-1. It's a very low hit total game here. The Wildcats have been out hit 2-1. The Wildcats only hit a double down the left field line by Warren East. I see Coach Free has huddled the Wildcats right in front of their dugout, trying to tell them, we're getting down to crunch time. We're getting in the late innings as we head to the 5th inning. You've been in part of these conversations. What exactly is he saying, in your opinion? What do you think he's saying?
What he's saying is when you're at the plate, you got to have a good approach. You can't be, as we saw last inning, we saw a lot of just free swinging, chasing, really bad pitches, balls in the dirt. You got to have an approach, and you got to stick to your approach. When you're in the field, you got to be ready for the ball to come to you. And if you're not ready, the ball will find you. It's just how baseball works, So he's telling them, stay on your toes, be ready, and go to the plate with an approach here as we enter the top of the 5th.
Last year, the Wildcats were in the same situation, losing their first game to Nolensville, and then coming back in I think it was an 8-5 ball game against Bradley. It was a more high-scoring game, if I remember correctly. As the Wildcats, once again, it'll be the lower third of the order. And the lower third of the order is what got things rolling for the Wildcats in their run scoring.
That game last year against Bradley Central was 8-3 as Noah Wood fouls that one off to the screen.
Noah was hit by a pitch. He was behind in the count. I think it was 1-2, and then was hit by a pitch and scored the first run of the game. And he hits the ball foul off to the right side, over towards the light pole and beyond it. And Noah Wood finds himself behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Cy Stevens will follow, and then Whit Reniger. Noah behind, no balls and 2 strikes. The pitch to him, low and outside, and the count is 1-2. The catcher's done a really good job keeping everything in front of him today. Saw some good catching work yesterday. 1-2 pitch, that bounced in front of the plate. And the count is 2-2. This field is a turf field in the infield, natural grass in the outfield. As Noah takes one low, that's ball 3. The dimensions down the right field line is 324. In the right power alley is 348. Dead center 375. 357 to the left power alley and 327 to the left field foul pole. That pitch is hit foul and stays alive, and the count is 3 balls and 2 strikes. 327 down the left field line, 340 at Bobby Hopkins Field. Much bigger dimensions.
348, David.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big field. 3-2 pitch, ball 4. Good start. Noah Woods, the leadoff man, and he's on base. And this is kind of exactly the way things started back in the inning when the Wildcats scored back in the 3rd. And the second time today that Noah's gotten on base.
Yeah, he was hit by pitches last time up. Walks there. Great at bat from Noah Wood. Got down on the count 0-2 and then came back, got it to 3-2, fouled off a tough pitch out of staying the at-bat, and then drew the walk there on the 7th pitch of the at-bat.
Cy Stevens steps in. He walked his last time. He swings at one. A little bit out of the strike zone, and the count is 0-1. Nobody out here. Noah Wood, the base runner. Wildcats have not been aggressive on the base paths. Of course, they haven't had a whole lot of base runners to do so. As Reniger is on deck for the Wildcats. Cy behind in the count, no balls and 1 strike. Need a big hit from the big guy. Takes the strike, and he's behind again, 0-2. Cy's going to be playing college baseball next year at Walter State. Congratulations to him. Noah takes a good lead at first. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Cy Stevens. He wanted to call that strike 3. Umpire flinched just a bit, but held up, and it's ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out. 2-1, the Wildcats in the lead. We've been out hit 2-1. No errors to this point have been charged. 1-2 pitch. Cy takes ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Blake Woody doing our technical work over there. Still awake.
This is barely David.
We got the scoreboard running on our YouTube. We can't do the live video, obviously. TSSA won't let us. There's ball 3. So after falling behind 0-2, and you can see the disgust on the face of the Blackman pitcher, he thought that was the pitch to ring up Cy Stevens. So I better be careful here. Anything close, I think, is going to be called by the umpire. It was a borderline pitch. Cy took it, and we got a full count. Pitch, cut on a miss. And Stevens goes down for the first time in the ball game. Strikeout number 6 for the Blackman pitcher. And the batter will be Whit Reniger. And I think Whit's going to try to bunt it again. Let's see where the third baseman, he kind of glances up the third base line. Now there's one out here.
Whit's been a hot hitter as of recently, so I would let him swing away here.
He takes a strike on the outside half of the plate. Once again, Coach Free lets him know what he wants him to do. Is Noah staying put at first base. Whit back in, behind in the count, no balls and 1 strike. Takes one low and way outside, evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. We're at Oakland High School on a beautiful day in Middle Tennessee. Light breeze blowing. Nothing like last night. We had a gale force winds blowing to center field most of the day. Noah takes his lead off of first. He lead off walk, draws a throw over to first, and back to the bag he goes. Second baseman Reniger back in. Freshman. Had a good freshman season. Takes one up high and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Starting to see some more patient at-bats here from the Wildcats. As the last, both the past 2 at-bats have been over 6 pitches, and Witt being patient here in his at-bat so far.
Witt came in at 309, takes ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Not bad for a freshman to hit 309. The leading hitter on the Wildcat squad this year has been Warren East, batting average-wise and hit-wise. He comes in at 431. Parker Free right behind him at 404. Pitch. Hit on the ground. That's a base hit. It's going to be an infield variety. No play at all. That's an infield single by Witt Reniger, and the Wildcats, like I said, it's the bottom of the order, which kind of has gotten things going for the Wildcats. And here we go to the top, to the man who drove in the first run of the ball game, Warren East, who had a double down the third base line. The Wildcats have runners at first and second with 1 out. And here's Warren.
Yeah, it's the same situation that Warren had before. He had 2 runners on at first and second and doubled in Noah Wood from second. So let's see what he does here with 2 guys on and 1 out.
That double was the first hit of the, as he squares the bunt and hits it foul and gets down. Third baseman gave it a look. He popped it up in the air and it drops harmlessly to the artificial turf, and he's behind, no balls and 1 strike. We've seen Coach Free call a lot of bunts in situations like this. And, you know, Warren Speed, obviously, if he can get a good one down, third baseman's got to still kind of guard the bag at third, so he can't really come in too deep. If he gets it past the pitcher, it's going to be an infield single perhaps. As we got a 1 strike count. Warren back in is going to swing. Hits the ball in the right field. That's a base hit. Wildcats are going to have the bases loaded with 1 out. Just a solid base knock to right field. And the Wildcats have something going here in the 5th inning. Bases loaded and 1 out.
Yeah, Noah Wood and Witt Reniger had to freeze as that line. That was a low, hard hit line drive. They had to see if the second baseman would catch it first. So that didn't allow. That's what did not allow Noah Wood to score from second. But now it's bases loaded for the middle of this Wildcat order coming up here in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, Parker Free and Mikey Teasley on deck. The Wildcats, as the conversation is now beginning out on the field between the Blackman coach. Wind blowing a little bit more. The sun has come out a little stronger. I hesitate to take a break. I don't think they're going to have a pitching change by just they do have somebody warming up as I look down the left field line. They do have somebody in their bullpen, the Wildcat bullpen, quiet as Parker Free prepares to bat. Parker had a ground out, picked up an RBI his last time. He's grounded out twice. He's 0 for 2, but he does have the RBI. We'd love to see Parker kind of drive in one in the gap here. We saw a bases clearing double last night by the Clarksville kid. And good to see, hopefully, Parker and Mikey can do some major damage here.
I was going to say, if Parker can put one, it doesn't necessarily have to be a double, but if he puts it far enough away from one of the outfielders with the speed only getting faster as you go from third to first for the Wildcats, he might drive in all 3 runners even with just a single.
See what Parker can do. Let's see how aggressive he is at the plate. Pitcher really, I mean, he's had a couple base hits, the infield hit by Witt and then a line drive hit by Warren just a moment ago. Parker steps in, right-handed hitting sophomore. Bases full of Wildcats. The first pitch to him on the inside corner for a called strike. 1 out here in the 5th inning. 2-1, the Wildcats have the lead. The Wildcats have the bases loaded. Lead runner is Noah Wood. Witt Reniger is at second. Warren East at first. Good speed. Hits the ball foul and hard down the third base line. And Parker behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Parker came in at 404, as I mentioned, on the year. Great year for the sophomore catcher. Big at bat here. He's behind 0-2. He's got to be a guard the plate. Takes a couple little wiggles in the right-handed batter's box and gets tired of waiting and steps out of the box. Umpire grants him the timeout. The umpire doesn't have to grant him the timeout, but he was taking a while, the Blackman pitcher, and Parker steps back in. 0-2 pitch. Pretty close, outside and low. It's a ball. Good eye, as most of the fans behind us just said. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Infield in at the grass at first base, playing in front of the runner, Warren East. Parker back in, the pitch to him, hit foul. Back our way. Closest man to it was Emmett Branson as it bounces off the net. And the count is 1-2. Mikey Teasley is on deck, named Mr. Baseball a couple days ago. Congratulations once again goes out to him. First ever in the Oak Ridge program. Parker Free back in. The 1-2 pitch to him. Hit foul. At the plate. Stayed alive. Parker takes a deep breath and still alive here, John. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, but he's putting up a good fight in this at-bat, David.
Bases full of Wildcats. Parker steps in. There's 1 out, as we mentioned. The strikeout of Cy Stevens. Parker trying to do some damage. Bases loaded. Here's another 1-2 pitch. It's on the ground. It's a high hopper. It's going to get 1 run in. They have 1 play. It's to first, and it's not in time. Infield single for Parker Free, and the Wildcats have plated their 3rd run of the game. It's 3-1 Wildcats as Noah Wood comes in. It was a high hopping single off the artificial turf. The shortstop fielded it cleanly. Parker got up the line very, very quickly, and the Wildcats have the bases loaded and a run in. Big play by Parker, his 2nd RBI of the game.
Yeah, good job by Parker. Coach Free preaches hustling out of the box, hustling no matter where you are. But that hustle right there on that high chop and ground ball to the shortstop is what allowed Parker to reach with an infield single and keep the middle of this order up. With Mikey Teasley coming up with the bases loaded and 1 out here in the top of the 5th.
Keep the line moving, as they say. Whit Reniger is the lead runner at 3rd. Warren East is at 2nd. Wildcats have a courtesy runner at 1st. I'm blinded. It might be Kip. The pitch to Mikey. Oh, low and inside. No way in the world that was a strike. No way in the world. Video won't lie on that one. They called it a strike, though.
That just about hit his back foot, David.
Yeah, that almost hit him, yeah. No balls and 1 strike. Wow.
Huge break there for the Blackman pitcher.
1 out here, bases loaded. 1 run in, the pitch to Mikey. That's a low, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Is that a makeup right there? That was pretty close.
It was close. I think it was still a ball, though. It was a little bit low and outside.
Bases full of Wildcats, 1 run in, 3-1 Oak Ridge as they bat in the 5th inning. Pitch to Mikey. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Cam Welch on deck. He looks over to Mikey Teasley and says, okay, calm down. Relax. Get your pitch, Coach Free says, down in the 3rd base coaching box. Infield is in at 1st in front of the runner. At 1st, the pitch to Mikey. Hit foul and hard down the right field line, but well out of play. Andy Hudson, the courtesy runner at 1st. We didn't see Andy last night run. Wildcats, he's been one of the, I think he scored almost 30 runs this year as a courtesy runner. He's got a little playing time. Mikey back in. 2 balls and 2 strikes to him. Pitch. Hit well. There's a base hit down the line. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Here comes the throw. The stop sign is up. It is a 2-run double by Mr. Baseball, Mikey Teasley, and the Wildcats now lead it 5-1.
That base hit, or that double down the line right there by Mikey Teasley, was almost identical to the one that Warren East brought in Noah Wood with back in the 3rd inning to score the Wildcats' 1st run. But a great piece of hitting there by Mikey. Just turned on that pitch, ripped it down the line, and that's a 2-run double for Mikey Teasley. That puts the Wildcats up 5-1 here in the top of the 5th.
Andy Hudson advances to 3rd. Mikey's down at 2nd. Here's Cam Welch looking for his 1st hit of the game. He takes 1 outside and high. I think pitcher getting a little frustrated. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out here. The Wildcats have put 3 on the board to now lead Blackman 5-1. Wildcats have 2 more runners in scoring position. There's a called strike at the knees on the outside half of the plate. And the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Andy Hudson at 3rd. Mikey Teasley down at 2nd base. 3 runs in, 5-1 Wildcats. Here's the pitch to Cam. Hits on the ground. That's going to get another run in. High hop. It's going to be a close play, but not in. It is in time to retire the out, but get the Cam out. But Andy Hudson comes in to make it 6-1.
Yeah, good job by Cheetah there. Once again, like Parker did back in the third, just doing the job, following up the double, putting another insurance run across for the Wildcats.
Here comes Peyton Witter standing in. Mikey advances to third. 5-1, and we're going to have a pitching change here as they're going to bring in a new pitcher. Wildcats now on top of Blackman, 5-1, a very productive inning. Why don't you recap what's happened in this inning?
So to lead off the inning, Noah Wood drew a 7-pitch walk after falling behind in the count 2-0, or 0-2, excuse me. And then Whit Reniger had an infield single to the shortstop. Warren East had a line drive single to right field to load the bases. And then Parker hit a high chopping infield single to bring in a run and keep the bases loaded. And then Mikey Teasley rips a double down the line to really break this game open here, which is now 6-1 as Cheeto's sacrifice hit scores the 6th Wildcat run of the inning.
Long conversation, giving their pitcher an opportunity to warm up a little bit. He gets a nice round of applause. Let's take a break here. We're live at Oakland High School. Wildcats with a 4-run inning to now lead by a score of 6-1, and we'll be back. See what happens in a moment.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
come on, seriously? This is so extra.
But what you could say is,
like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your local State Farm agent is available when and where you need them, online, over the phone, or even in person. State Farm agents are here to answer your questions and help you file your claim.
This is so extra.
Get with someone who can actually help. Contact me, Agent Laura Lynn Green, today.
Energize your home with natural gas from ORUD, your affordable energy choice. ORUD has generous appliance incentives to offer your family. Buy appliances from us and get rewarded. It's as simple as that. We're a one-stop shop. We'll sell and install gas appliances for our customers and make it easy to add to your bill with our 0% interest financing. Plus, you can save over $1,000 on your annual utility bills when you switch to natural gas for heating, cooking, and clothes drying. Comfort you can feel, savings you can use. ORUD Natural Gas. Visit our showrooms in Oak Ridge, Kingston, and our virtual showroom at ORUD.org.
Welcome back to Murfreesboro Oakland High School, where the Wildcats have put 4 runs on the board here in the top half of the 5th to take a 6-1 lead in this elimination ball game. The winner of this game will play at 5 o'clock today, 5 o'clock Central Time, against the winner of Clarksville and Green Hill. Green Hill's out of Mount Juliet. They'll play after this game. Wildcats, new pitcher in the ball game for the Blaze. And Peyton Witter stands in now for Oak Ridge. Peyton on the ball game is grounded out twice. Wildcats still have a base runner. That's Mikey Teasley down at third. Pitch to Peyton, bounced a foot, 2 feet, maybe 3 feet in front of the plate. And it's ball 1. Very productive inning here. Some big insurance hits. Big hit there by Mikey, obviously.
Yeah, that double down the line was huge for adding on some runs. That double down the line was huge, adding on some runs for the Wildcats here in the top of the 5th.
There's ball 2 to Peyton Witter. Peyton will be followed by Richie Ferreira in the Blaze lineup. I don't have a lot of affection for the Blackman Blaze, mainly because of basketball. We'll talk about that here in a second. And Peyton hits the ball hard to third base. He feels it. He's going to throw down and in time for out number 3. But a very productive inning. The Wildcats played 4 runs. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. The Wildcats in the lead by a score of 6-1. And we'll be back to Oakland High School in a moment.
No.
Tin Bank? So what is it?
10 Bank. 10, as in Tennessee, right here where all our banking decisions are made. Not some corporate office in who knows where. 10 Bank partners with small businesses in our community to help them grow.
Really?
Yes, that's local banking from 10 Bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back once again to Murfreesboro Oakland High School. The Wildcats on top, 6-1. John, how has the Blaze scored in this game against Oak Ridge?
The Blaze scored it was in the third inning, I believe. Yep. They had a leadoff hit or a hit by pitch, single, and then 2 walks, and Campbell walked in a run for their only run of the game.
How many pitches now has Cheeto thrown?
So far, he has thrown 87 pitches.
So tell us about, after this first pitch, tell us about the rules about, Mikey obviously was over 100 yesterday and Cheeto's got big numbers here. Are they eligible to come back at any point as that ball is hit to center field? Warren East should make the catch. He does in shallow right center field, 1 pitch, 1 out. What's the rule on that?
I'd have to look up the rule exactly, but it's something like, I think 106 pitches or more, I think it's 106 pitches or more. You'd need 4 days of rest. Somewhere, I think it's 70. The next tier down is 76 pitches or more. You need 3 days rest. And then I don't know the exact numbers after that, but
ball is hit to shallow left field. Soft line drive hit for the Blackman Blaze. Camden has had traffic throughout the course of the game, but luckily his Wildcats have kind of helped him out offensively now to give him a 6-1 lead. A lot of baseball still to be played. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning here from Murfreesboro, Oakland. It's a beautiful facility, John. You talked about that last night. I mean, it's immaculate, too. I mean, there's no garbage. There's nothing. It's just a beautiful all around the stands and everything. The grass is perfectly manicured outside the field. That pitch is hit foul. A little loss of velocity, I think, there by Cam. Might be starting to get a little tired.
that was a breaking ball.
I know it was, but just looking at his body language out there, you can tell he looks like he might be getting tired.
Yeah,
Watch him.
It is starting to heat up a little bit. It is going to be a little bit hotter down there on the AstroTurf, but he may be tiring a little bit, but he's still a good arm. His stuff is still looking sharp with that first pitch breaking ball that got fouled off.
Well, as Coach Free always says, battling. I mean, all you want is him to keep battling, and that pitch is just a little bit outside. The count is 2-1. We've got one out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They've got a runner at first. Remind me who this is batting. We didn't do real good on our lineups. That pitch high and tight. Austin.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Center fielder.
Center fielder. First name is Daffy.
Daffy Nomart.
Pitch. That's up high. That's ball 4. So they've got runners at first and second. The Wildcats, when they scored their 2 runs in the 3rd inning, wanted obviously a shutdown inning, and that's when Cam gave up the lone run that they have, trying to get a shutdown inning here. As Austin Laban, the first baseman, stands in. What has he done today?
Laban has singled and walked so far today.
Blackman runners at first and second. And here's the pitch. It's outside and low. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes. It is starting to warm up. It was very cool, honestly, when we started the game. That pitch is a called strike at the belt. The count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Oak Ridge players there's a railing, a fence right in front of their dugout area, and all of them are up on that fence, as are the Blaze players. Breaking pitch hit foul. Back to the screen. And Camden Welch ahead in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Max Wilcox is on deck for the Blackman Blaze. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Timeout is asked for by the batter with his bleach blonde mullet. Blackman wearing orange jerseys with blue and gray. The Wildcats wearing their cardinal and white pinstripes today. 1-2 pitch. Breaking pitch. Stayed a little bit outside. Almost got him to go for it, but couldn't pull the trigger and just floated outside 2-2.
Yeah, that was a good 1-2 breaking ball there from Cam Welch, and a great take there by the hitter to just not fish it that one out of the zone.
Another foul back to the screen. Count remains at 2-2. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Oak Ridge on top 6-1 in this elimination game over Blackman. The Wildcats won this game last year over Bradley Central. I think it was 8-3 as that ball is hit to Mikey Teasley, who makes the catch, throws on the first, and wow, bang bang play at first. It was a soft line drive to third. He caught it in foul territory and rocketed that ball across the diamond and almost caught the runner off the bag at first for a double play, but he got back, according to the umpire, in time. I have really no complaints we've had, typical ball and strike, but the umpiring has been, I think, pretty good in this one.
Other than that, yeah, I think it's been pretty good. The guys in the field have been doing good, unlike yesterday. We had problems with just about everybody, so.
Pitch is up high. 2 outs now. Runners at first and second. Is this Wilcox still?
Yes.
Wilcox, what has he done today? He's the left fielder.
Wilcox has struck out on a foul bunt for third strike.
He's out! He's out! Parker Free just gunned and picked off the base runner at second base, drilled it down, and he had straight off the bag, and out number 3 is recorded on a nice throw by sophomore catcher Parker Free. Brilliant throw there by Parker.
Great throw by Parker. As a pitcher, you have confidence to throw whatever you want, even when the catcher's just blocking everything up, let alone when your catcher's going to steal you a few outs like Parker Free just did there.
So we go to the top half of the 6th inning, live here from Murfreesboro Oakland High School. My name is David Clary, along with John Ulrich, Blake Woody. James Branson did a couple tweets for me, so I'll get his name in as well. We're going to take a quick break. Oak Ridge on top 6-1. We'll be back with the 6th inning in a moment. What's that? Oh, yeah, you got to eat it like pig. Yeah. You got to eat there. Mike and I have eaten there several times.
Fox Insurance Group. Visit www.grayfoxins.com or call 865-482-0513.
Your pets are part of
I'm glad I'm not old like you.
Caring professionals at MacArthur Animal Hospital know this, and they put their years of veterinary experience in caring to work. MacArthur Animal Hospital is located at 2190 Oak Ridge Turnpike in Oak Ridge. To learn more or to make an appointment, please call Dr. Paul Sluha at 865-482-1797. MacArthur Animal Hospital is proud to support some other cats too, the Oak Ridge Wildcats, and they would like to wish them well this season. MacArthur Animal Hospital, proudly serving the Oak Ridge area. 482-1797.
Welcome back once again to Oakland High School. Richie Ferreira leads off the 6th inning in a 6-1 ball game. The Wildcats in the lead. Richie hits the ball on the ground, first base side. It's going to be a race to the bag. Here's the underhand flip to the pitcher covering, and that is out number 1. Richie now 0 for 3 in the ball game. And the batter now will be Noah Wood. Noah's had a really good ball game. He was hit by a pitch, scored a run, walked, and scored a run. So a couple runs scored for the shortstop, and the Wildcats steps in with 1 out here in the 6th. Pitch to Noah is down low, a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. As I mentioned, the winner of this game advances to play at 5 o'clock against the winner of Clarksville and Green Hill. They'll play after this ball game. 1-1 pitch to Noah. He takes it low and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Update me on my runs here. I didn't keep up with all the runs of people who scored in that one inning.
I'm going to have to take a minute to figure that out too, but when I get it, I'll let you know.
Hard hit ball to first baseman for the Blaze. He fields a nice play by the first baseman. That ball was stroked by Noah on the opposite side, but he makes the play for out number 2. Cy Stevens steps in. He walked and has a strikeout to his credit. And what did he do his last at bat?
His last at bat was just strikeout, David.
Okay, got it. So I am up to date on my book. Pitch, bounce to the plate, ball 1. 2 outs. We're in the 6th inning of this elimination ball game. Reason I was going to talk about why I don't have an affinity or a love for the Blackman Blaze has nothing to do with any of these kids or any of the baseball team, but several years ago we played Blackman in the state championship boys basketball game. We were up by double digits heading into the 4th quarter and fell to Jawan Jennings, if you know who that is. Jawan Jennings plays for the 49ers. He was a basketball player for Blackman back in, that was 2014. 1-1 pitch in there for a called strike to Cy. And strike 2. This is the relief man for the Blaze, starting his first full inning of work for Blackman. He's ahead of Cy, 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs, nobody on. Timeout is asked for by the big senior. Wildcats this year, a school record amount of wins, over 30, after last year setting the school record for most wins. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Cy. He takes one outside and low. To the credit of the old teams back in the days, I was talking to a member of the 71 and 72 teams. They didn't play as many games as they play now. They might have played 20 games total during the course of the season. They didn't have the tournaments like that, but it's still a great accomplishment for your team, John, and this year's team, obviously. Pitch to
the Wildcats are already up over 40 games entering today, so.
Strikeout swinging, and that is out number 3. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning here from Murfreesboro Oakland High School, home of the Patriots. Wildcats lead the Blackman Blaze out of Murfreesboro 6-1, and we'll be back to Murfreesboro in a moment.
Washboard Wash and Fold offers services other laundry services can't do. Hotels, restaurants, and vacation rentals use our service for their linens, towels, etc. Our turnaround time is 24 to 48 hours, which frees up your time to attend to other business matters. Don't attempt to handle your laundry on your own when Washboard Wash and Fold is here to service your needs. Our hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and we're closed on Sundays. Don't forget our after-hours drop-off shoot. We're located at 113 Robertsville Road. Try us out today.
Noah got hit by a pitch, Cy walked, and then Warren doubled, bringing Noah, and then the 4-3, Parker's 4-3 brought in.
Go to the bottom. Sorry about that, John. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and it looks like Max Wilcox will be returning to the plate. He was batting when the runner was gunned out at second on the throw by Parker Free to end the 5th, and he swings and he misses at the first pitch by Cam Welch, who's beginning his 6th inning of work here with the Wildcats out hitting the Blaze 5-3, and more importantly, outscoring them 6-1 to this point. That pitch is up high, evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. I don't think Cam would disagree with me to say this. He hasn't had his best stuff today. His control's been a little off, but as we used that word earlier, battling. He continues to grind it out, and you've got to get those kind of efforts when you don't have your best stuff. There's a called
Yeah,
strike.
Like you're saying, he's at 106 pitches here so far in 5+ innings, so he's been struggling with his command, but still finding ways to get guys out as he strikes out. Who's that? Wilcox there with
The Wildcats have two guys soft tossing in the bullpen.
I believe either I have something wrong in the scorebook or they sent the wrong guy to the plate.
No, he was batting when the guy got gunned down at for the third out. So he was batting that previous inning.
The guy that just hit was Lebin.
Was it?
He had lined out to Mikey, which almost got the double play at first, and then Wilcox was.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. Surprised nobody caught that. Called strike there as Cam comes in. Oh, just a little bit outside at the knees. And the count is 1-1 strike. Good crowd of Oak Ridgers made the trip here. Several students. Like I said, I saw Lady Wildcatter Jenna Johnson here. I saw her in the house. So a lot of people skipping. Well, Jenna's a senior. She's not skipping. They're done. She's graduated. She's done. Is that pitch? Oh, good looking pitch. 3 balls and no strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning in a 6-1 ball game. Oak Ridge on top of Blackman. That's ball 4 way up high. And that's another base runner. Cheeto, I think, has only had one perfect inning, and the rest of the time he's had a lot of traffic. And you've talked about it. He's a workhorse. He's a big kid. He'll throw as long as Coach Free will let him. I mean, he's not going to complain. All good competitors want to be out there. Now, as I look down in the Oak Ridge bullpen, I see 2 guys warming up in earnest as that pitch, not sure exactly where that was. Looked like belt high down the middle. He didn't see it that way, and he's the only one that counts. 1 ball, no strikes. That's way up high. Ball 2. Let's see how long Coach Free will stay with him. He's having trouble trying to find the strike zone. I see Greenhill is in attendance. Not hard to miss their bright green jerseys. There's a called strike at the thigh level, right down the heart of the plate. The painted on plate here on the artificial surface here at Oakland. That pitch is up high. I think this might be the end for Cam if he doesn't retire this young man as he steps back in. 3 balls and 1 strike. Runner at first, short lead. The pitch right at the belt for a called strike. It's full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning in a 6-1 game. The Wildcats will have near the top of the orders. That ball's hit foul up the first base side, fielded by Peyton Witter. Trying to see who that is warming up. Try Sharp. We haven't seen him yet. It's not him warming up. I can't quite see who that is.
The other guy in the bullpen is Isaiah Wilson.
Strike 3 looking. That's out number 2. Really good pitch that time by Cam Welch. Took something off, hit the inside half of the plate, and that is going to be it, I believe, for Camden Welch. Here comes Travis Free, and listen to the Oak Ridge fans giving him a well-deserved ovation. Let's see if he's gonna. I see some movement. Is that Isaiah Wilson? I can't. Who is that warming up?
The pitcher coming in for the Wildcats is number 16, Isaiah.
Isaiah Wilson. So
Isaiah Wilson.
Yeah, he is going to come in, and he gives the low 5 to Camden, and Camden gets a nice ovation from the Oak Ridge fans. He leaves with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. The Wildcats on top of the Blackman Blaze, trying to win their 3rd ever state tournament game. The first one took place in 1972 when they knocked off the Science Hill Hilltoppers. And the second one came last season when they knocked off the Bradley Central Bears. Wildcats trying to knock off another B team, the Blackman Blaze, here at Murfreesboro, Oakland, as the freshman warms up. Wildcats, 2 outs here. They've got a runner at first. Blackman's season getting close to its end if the Wildcats can record the final 4 outs in this ball game. We appreciate all of our listeners. I know we'd love to stream the video of these games. The TSSAA, unless you're, a part of the NFHS network, does not allow live streaming of their state tournament events. Regardless, you can pay them $10,000 and they won't allow anybody else to stream. But we do have the scoreboard up, as you see, and Blake's done a great job doing that the last 2 nights, keeping up with that. We appreciate that. And this is kind of what we did last year. We had to just do the audio. We did radio last year, but the radio station had some technical issues where we weren't able to do just radio. But this is fine. A lot of people find this anyway on the YouTube channel Prep Radio. As Isaiah Wilson, the freshman, comes in, he's got one job here in the 6th inning, and that's to get this final out and send it to the 7th inning. 6-1 Wildcats. Get a little break from the sun just for a second there as the sun goes behind the clouds. Runner at first, big lead, being held on, but it's a big lead. The freshman comes to the plate. That's high and inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Wilson's a big kid, for a freshman especially. I was looking for Coach Branson. He was here earlier. He could be a tight end for the Wildcats. Those one a little bit outside, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes.
Hey, find it right here. Come on, buddy.
Here's the pitch. There's a called strike. What are you looking for? You still looking for a mistake there, John?
I found where I went wrong. I was the numbers of the players and the numbers of their positions were one spot off, and I looked at the numbers of the positions instead of the numbers of the players in my scorebook. So
that pitched a little bit low.
They did, in fact, send the right guy to the plate.
I kind of thought they did. I didn't want to correct you on the air, John. Known you too long, didn't want to embarrass you. 3-1 pitch, hit foul. Off to the right side and out of play into the students of Oakland High School who are in a class change to our right. So Oakland's a big school, one of the bigger 6A schools. You see all their students kind of wandering around just outside. Not really too interested in this game, it would appear, even though Blackman's here, the fellow Murfreesboro team. Their pitch is hit well to the left field. That might be out of here. Nope, not quite. Got hung up in the air, stays in play, and Carson Fagan, the left fielder, makes the play for route number 3. When he first hit it, I thought it was going to go a lot farther. It just kind of died and really averaged left field, and that is out number 3. As the Wildcats have a 6-1 lead. As we go to the top half of the 7th inning, the Wildcats trying to add on a few more as we go to this next inning. Remember, this game is an elimination ball game, so if the Wildcats can hold on, they will eliminate the Blackman Blaze, and they'll move on to play their 3rd game of the state tournament tomorrow tonight at 5 o'clock Central Time. John, you have anything to say?
I believe that game will be against the loser of Clarksville Greenhill.
The winner, because the loser, correct, because those 2 teams are undefeated. You're exactly right. And, we saw Green Hill play yesterday. They're a new school. 2000 was the first year in their existence. They've kind of taken a lot of the athletes from Mount Juliet High School, where, Mount Juliet's always been a powerhouse in just about every sport, but they've kind of taken away from that community because I think Nashville, with their growing population, has kind of moved out to the east, and Green Hill, a school that came into existence in 2000. This is their first ever appearance, but not a bad-looking team, and you played, and you might not remember much about the game. I remember down in Alabama last year, you all played them, and they kind of took us to the woodshed, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that was not a pretty game against them last year. I believe they ended up beating us either 11-1 or 12-2. So
yeah,
so both of these teams both Green Hill and Oak Ridge are 2 different teams this year. So
yeah, it changes. I mean, we lost a super senior in John Ulrich last year. Did you pitch in that game against Green Hill?
I did not.
As the Wildcats lead things off, looks like Whit Reniger. Whit has scored a run. He has a single, not an RBI, but and also a strikeout in this one. He takes a strike there, and the count is 0-2. He'll be followed by Warren East, who was kind of quiet yesterday, but today he's been loud. A double, a single, an RBI, a run scored. The ball is hit on the ground by Whit. One thing Whit does, he puts the ball in play, and he is retired second base to first, and that is out number 1 here in the 7th inning.
Yeah, last year I pitched the first game of that Gulf Shores tournament. I started that game against, I believe it was Buckhorn. Went 4 innings, and I think I gave up either no runs or 1 run. I can't remember.
Of course, this year, Oak Ridge went down to Alabama and won that tournament, went undefeated. I think they went 6-0 in that tournament. As that pitch to Warren is down low a ball. Warren rounded out his first time to third base, then doubled and knocked in a run, singled, and scored a run. He's had a very productive day. He hits that ball foul. First baseman giving it a long look. It's just over the top of the Oak Ridge bullpen to our right. Cam Welch started the game on the mound for the Wildcats. Made it into the 6th, I think the 5 2/3 innings. Replaced by Isaiah Wilson. Warren back in, 1 strike pitch to him, cut on a miss. Warren was looking out at that 327 mark in left field and cut through it, and the count is 1-2.
Yeah, even if your eyes light up as a hitter, you still got to keep those lit up eyes on the ball, not the outfield fence.
1 out here. Pitch down low a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Warren East. He'll be followed by Parker Free. Parker had an RBI single, an infield single his last time. Picked up another RBI with a ground out. He officially is 1 for 3 in the ballgame with 2 RBI, and that ball is hit in the air to center field. Should be a can of corn for the center fielder. He's under it and makes the grab for out number 2.
Warren is 2 for 3 so far today. He has a double and a single.
Yeah, I was talking about Parker.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Warren.
You're
My
not
apologies.
listening to me, John.
Well, I'm trying to keep up with my scorebook. I got a little bit behind, David.
Now here's Parker. Like I said, he had an RBI ground out, an RBI single. 2 outs, nobody aboard. Pitch. There's a called strike. Parker has definitely bulked up since last year. Of course, he was only a freshman last year. He's definitely bulked up between last year and this. Football might have helped. There's a single right up the middle. Parker, so he's got back-to-back hits. That's a good sign. Parker was quiet until the 7th inning last night and picks up his 2nd consecutive hit. And the batter now will be Mikey Teasley, Mr. Baseball 2025.
He had a big-time double back in the top of the 5th inning, drove in a few runs. Looking to do the same here and get the Wildcats another insurance run.
6-1 our score. Wildcats have out-hit the Blaze 6-3. No errors have been committed in the game. Who will the Blaze have? What part of their order will they be facing? Wildcats be facing in the bottom half of the 7th.
Due up for Blackman is a number 2 hitter Cologne, the number 3 hitter Munson, and the number 4 hitter Beveridge.
1 ball, no strikes. Wildcats have Andy Hudson running once again, courtesy runner at first. He's going. Pitch to Mikey inside. Here comes the throw and a head-first slide and a stolen base for Andy Hudson. That might be the first stolen base of the game for the Wildcats, which is a rare stat in a coach-free lineup.
Yeah, I believe that is the first stolen base of the game on both sides. So
Mikey took a ball. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Hudson in scoring position, 6-1 Wildcats. Checking the runner. Here's the pitch to Mikey. He hits the ball hard to the shortstop. He feels it, throws in time. Mikey, another head-first slide, but out. That's a good way to get hurt. But Mikey's okay, and that is out number 3. Hit the ball hard, but out. So we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning here at Murfreesboro Oakland High School. The Wildcats 3 outs away from their 3rd ever win at the state tournament. The Wildcats up 6-1 over the Blackman Blaze. Oak Ridge fans still in attendance here. A lot of them hopefully will stay around. We won't play again till 5 o'clock Central Time. I think Slick Pig is in our future, Blake Woody. Slick Pig is in our future, I think, at lunchtime here. I wish we could leave all the stuff here. In fact, we might actually do that. That way we wouldn't have to. We might take the computer with us, but other than that, the setup, it's not a terrible setup here, but we're sitting outside, which we do a lot. Football, never basketball, obviously, but it's a great vantage point. Last year, John, you remember where we sat up downstairs. Well, you were on the team last year, but we were down below where we are now. It was shaded. That was the best part about it, but not a great angle, really.
Yeah, it was kind of off to the side from what I remember. Odd-looking angle, but I do remember going through that Nolensville, was the first Nolensville game, the 7th inning when I struck out the side, last time I ever pitched.
Wow, that's kind of sad for you, isn't it? Did you ever think about playing college ball? I know you could have had the opportunity if you wanted to. Did you want to do that?
I was committed, the early part of the year I was committed to play, to go pitch at King University up in Bristol, Tennessee, but they didn't have the choice of major that I wanted, so I chose to go to Alabama Huntsville instead, focus on my education. So,
yeah, there's life after baseball for sure, although sometimes it doesn't seem like it, you know. Year out, I'm sure you're back over it as that pitch is outside. Isaiah Wilson begins his first full inning of work. Number 2 hitter, I believe it's Cologne, batting, third baseman.
yes, it was the third baseman, Cologne.
Bounce to the plate. Tri Sharp is warming up in the Oak Ridge bullpen. I remember interviewing Trice last year after the Bradley win here. That pitch is hit foul. Stays in foul territory. Parker hustled out of the box quickly, but stayed foul. And the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. The Wildcats need 3 outs, and they move on to play the loser of Clarksville and Green Hill. Isaiah Wilson comes to the plate. Hit on the ground, first base side. Peyton Witter makes the play, steps on the bag for out number 1. So there's 2 outs to go in Blackman's season unless they can rally. They trail 6-1. Easy hopper to Peyton, out number 1.
Good job by Isaiah Wilson. He fell behind 2-0, but worked his way back and just got the nice easy ground out to Peyton for the first out.
Here's the designated hitter, Andrew Munson. What has he done today?
Munson has struck out, flown out to center field, and has been hit by a pitch.
Wilson comes to the plate. And that's a little bit low. Nice looking pitch, but a little out of the strike zone. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Valen Henderson in the house today. Good to see Valen, former Wildcat footballer. 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch. There's a called strike. 2 balls and 1 strike the count. Munson will be followed by, well, in this lineup, by their catcher. Unless they elect to go with somebody else. There's called strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This freshman trying to shut him down right here. Got 1 out in the 7th inning, 6-1 Oak Ridge. Here's the pitch. Hit on the ground. Once again, Peyton Witter. This one will hit a little bit harder, but he does exactly the same thing. Fields it cleanly, runs to the bag, 3 unassisted, out number 2, and Blackman down to their final out of their season.
Once again, Isaiah Wilson falling behind in the count 2-0, but working his way back to get that easy ground ball to first for Peyton Witter to get the second out.
Blackman seems to realize their fate. John Ulrich will be doing player interviews after the ball game. He didn't want to do it. That ball's hit to center field. It's in the gap. Warren, a long run. Can't get it. Bounces in for at least 1. Here comes a strong throw in, but not in time. So a 2-out double. That gives the Blaze a little hope. Well, line drive double. Warren made a great effort to get to it. Warren's got a lot of range in center field, but that one was just perfectly placed, and they've got a runner at second base with 2 outs. Right-handed batter steps in. Isaiah Wilson, the freshman, trying to close the door on the Blaze. They have 1 out to work with, but they're down 5 runs. Wilson, as Tri Sharp continues to work in the Oak Ridge bullpen. Pitch is just a bit outside, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Blackman is as close as this school is to this school. They didn't bring as many fans as Oak Ridge. That pitch is hit foul over towards Oakland High School and out of play. Always good to see Winston Russell and his lovely wife, Nancy Russell, former Wildcat superstar in track, former coach at the football program. He's in attendance here along with another Wildcat legend, Mike Kelly, sitting right behind us. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch, cut on a miss. High pitch, but he swung through it, and the count is 1-2. So they're down to their final strike, John Ulrich.
Yeah, good-looking breaking ball right there to get the swing and miss on a foul tip there. Just looking for 1 more of those right here.
Wilson comes to the plate. A little bit low, and Blackman's season is extended one more pitch, perhaps. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at second. In a 6-1 ball game, the Wildcats on top. Blackman with a loss will be eliminated. That one's high and tight. Full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. I know Coach Freed doesn't want to bring in Trice, but I believe just by the signal I just saw, if he doesn't, Nathan doesn't, or actually Isaiah doesn't retire this batter, I think we're going to see Trice for the final. And that pitch is fouled back to the screen. Coach Ball, Coach McKeithen, Coach Free all looking down to see if Trice is ready, and he is. Getting ready to come in if needed. But Isaiah trying to close it right here. He does not. That's ball 4. And they've got runners at first and second. And here comes Coach Travis Free, and Tri Sharp is going to enter the ball game to get that one out. These last 3 outs are always the hardest to get in the final inning, as Coach Free is going to take the ball away from his freshman, who's really done a pretty good job giving up the 1 hit and came in and closed the door in the previous inning. And he's going to come out, and the junior Tri Sharp's going to come in for him. Trice, you can't see it, but he is that side-arming, submarining, right-handed throwing pitcher. And Coach Free has said that in just about every year he's coached, he's had a side armor.
Yeah, and this has been one of the better side armors that he had. We had Jacob Franklin the year before, or 2 years ago, excuse me. And Tri Sharp this year has been really good for the Wildcats. He's got a 2.30 ERA entering the game today. So, great year so far for Trice, and in the sectional tournament, he hit 76 on the radar gun. So, that's good for him, good for the Wildcats.
24 1/3 innings this year. This is the 20th game that he has pitched. Let's see. He has a record of 3-1 on the year. I'm looking for the save total. He comes in late. You know, he's got 3 saves on the year. A lot of times, like in high school, or any level of baseball, you have to, it has to be under 3 runs to get a save. And a lot of times when Trice has come into the game, the Wildcats have been way up, and he probably would have more saves because he and Peyton really have been the guys that come in the late innings. And he's trying to get the 1 out here. Blackman trying to make a run. They've got 1 out to work with. They haven't scored since the 3rd inning. That's the only time they scored. The Wildcats jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the 3rd, and they cut it to 2-1 in the bottom of the inning. But they've been shut out since by Cam Welch, Isaiah Wilson, and let's see what Tri Sharp can do. Wildcats on top 6-1. They've out hit the Blaze 6-4. And the batter now will be Austin Laban, first baseman. What has Austin done today?
He has singled to left, he has walked, and he has lined out to 3rd.
Runners at first and second. Trice comes in with a sidearm pitch, low and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. I know his grandfather, Johnny Mallett, probably listening to our broadcast today. Second pitch, low and outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Don't want to give them any hope, John. I know they only have 1 out to work with, but you don't want to continue to put base runners on because they've got runners at first and second, still a 5-run lead. But, Oak Ridge put big numbers on. That pitch is low and inside, and he's a pitch away from walking the bases loaded here. 3 balls, no strikes. We got somebody else warming up down in the Oak Ridge bullpen.
I believe that is number 13, Jaden Cheverton.
There's a pitch on the outside half of the plate by the side winder. And the count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Tri Sharp looks in for the sign from Parker Free. Timeout is asked for. Pretty pitch there. It would have been a strike. Got a smile from Trice because Parker signaled strike, even though the timeout was asked for by the batter. And Trice smiled when Parker signaled that he had thrown a strike. Here's the pitch. That one is ball 4. Batter didn't know it. He waited. It might have been inside. Now the bases are loaded. And getting interesting in a 6-1 ball game. Long ball here, and we got a 1-run ball game.
The number 7 hitter, Wilcox, the left fielder, coming up to bat.
What has he done besides take a strike on the first pitch?
He has struck out twice and walked.
Right-handed hitter. Not a very tall guy, but he's stout looking. Pitch, cut on a miss. Strike 2 swinging. Might have been foul tip. And Trice ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Trying to close the door right here. Bases full of Blaze. And the Blaze has been shut out. And so go the Wildcats to the second game of the day as the Wildcats win it on the strikeout by Trice Sharp. 6-1. Your final score as the two teams head to the center of the diamond to shake hands. Oak Ridge wins their 3rd ever District 3. Or District 3. State tournament. Yeah, you're right. They've won a lot of districts.
Long way away from the district.
Yeah, you know me. I'm old. Well, I was actually reading. Mike Sheehan has texted me to make sure that he knew that I was watching as the Wildcats win it 6-1. Oak Ridge will play the loser of the Green Hill Clarksville ball game. That game will be at 5 o'clock Central Time, as we're going to have some player interviews. John, I know you enjoy doing those. We'll let you do those interviews today, and we'll let you. It's a little different when you win. It's a lot more fun when you win, obviously. So I'll let you decide. Cam won't do an interview. I can just tell you that. If you can get Cam Welch up here to do an interview, I will be totally surprised. But I think you should get Warren. I think he's a guy that you should get.
Try to get Warren, Parker, and Mikey.
Those will be good ones, and I think maybe even the freshman Whit Reniger too, if you want to do 4. And that he's had a good 2 games.
He's been staying hot. He's had 3 hits so far in the state tournament.
Right. So sure. Wildcats win at 6-1. We are live at Oakland High School. We will be back on the air later, and we're not going off now. We got our post game coming up. We will be back on the air today for the 5 o'clock Central game against either Green Hill out of Mount Juliet or Clarksville High School, who we played last night. John's going to go track down his interviews. Blake Woody. Well, John, you want to go track down your interviews there, and I'll talk to Blake for a little while. As the Wildcats have won it by a score of 6-1.
How are you doing?
The Wildcats have won three games ever at the state tournament, 2 in the last 2 years. The first one, 1972, against Johnson City Science Hill. Last year against Bradley Central, and today against the Blackman Blaze. Blake, good win. Cam, I don't think really had his best stuff. He had good velocity. His breaking pitch a little bit was good, but for the most part, he didn't have great control. But as we like to say, he grinded it out when he didn't have his best stuff, and he picks up the win, his 9th win of the year.
Yeah, Camden, he really played he played how we needed him to play for a little bit. But obviously not his best day, but he's obviously one of our better pitchers, so he did good. And tries closing it out and doing excellent at the end. And I was very impressed by the freshman, Isaiah Wilson. Very excellent pitching for a freshman.
Yeah, he came in and did a really good job. And, Trice walked his first guy, but then he struck out the next guy on 3 pitches. So Trice Sharp came in and good win for the Wildcats. Good bounce-back win. It was kind of a slow-to-start ball game. In fact, the Wildcats were retired. Their first 6 batters of the game went down 1-2-3, 1-2-3 in the first 2 innings. But the Wildcats got something going in the second inning, and we'll go through the totals completely in a second. Wildcats got it going in the 3rd inning as they started it off kind of, with a hit by pitch. Noah Wood was hit by a pitch. Cy Stevens then walked. Whit Reniger then struck out. And then Warren East doubled in Noah Wood for the first run. Then Parker Free a ground out. The Wildcats were up 2-0. They scored a run in the bottom half of that inning, but then the Wildcats shut them down after that. The Wildcats shut them down.
Yeah, Wildcats played a great game today, and I'm very impressed and can't wait to see what they're going to bring to the next one.
The big inning was the 4-run inning where the Wildcats kind of got some big hits from Mikey Teasley. Mikey hopefully will be up here to talk to us. And another RBI single by Parker Free. Warren had a single in that, and Cam Welch had an RBI. And it was just an overall good team win for the Wildcats when they started out slowly. And I see them heading towards the bus. Let's see if we can get some post-game interviews. I'm gonna step up. I'm gonna let Coach Branson tweet out the fact that we won, and we play at 5 o'clock Central Time. Blake, you have anything else to say as we wait for our post-game show to begin?
No, great game today, and let's hope hopefully we beat our opponent next game.
The post-game show is brought to you by East Tennessee Spine and Sport, Donnie Sharp. And we appreciate all of our sponsors, including Laura Lynn Green, State Farm Insurance. 6-1, the final score. Cam Welch gets the win. The Wildcats also, as we get ready for our post-game show, John has returned, and I'll get up here in a second, and I'll get up for you. John, you want to go through the totals? We're still waiting. So you want to go through the totals, though, while we wait for the post-game?
Warren East was 2 for 4 with a double and a single and an RBI and a run scored today. Parker Free was 2 for 2 with 2 singles, 2 RBIs and a run scored. Mikey Teasley was 1 for 4 with a double and 2 RBIs. Peyton Witter was 0 for 3. Cam Welch was 0 for 3. Peyton Witter was 0 for 3. Richie Ferreira was 0 for 3. Noah Wood was 0 for 1 with a walk and a hit by pitch and 2 runs scored. Cy Stevens was 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. And Whit Reniger was 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored.
Thank you.
All right, Warren. It was a big elimination ball game today. What was your mindset coming into this early morning game?
Honestly, get on them early, jump on them early, put the pedal to the metal, and don't let up. I mean, kind of like last year, we were in the same position and same game, and it was go time. So I'm glad we got out here and started off strong from the jump and didn't look back.
You were 2 for 4 today with a huge double there in the 3rd inning, and then you later scored a run in the 5th inning. What does that, just you constantly getting on base and getting across runs and scoring runs, driving them in, what does that mean to the team out of your leadoff
It's
spot?
not just me. I mean, I can't do that stuff if it's not part of the rest of the team. I mean, I'm just here to play my role, do my part, and contribute as much as I possibly can. But those huge spots, even Noah, might have not had the best day yesterday, came back today and got on in 2 huge moments, and that was clutch for us. So it's not only me. I mean, huge Peyton and even Parker having the single that scored a run. I mean, starting the momentum. It's not just me. It's as a whole, and I'm glad that we're able to put the pieces together and we found out that game.
Alrighty, I know you guys do have to get on the bus. We'll try to keep this short, but great win today, staying alive in the tournament. We'll see you at 5 o'clock, I believe, back at Oakland High School.
Let's go.
Your turn.
Yeah. I got over.
Alrighty, Parker Free with me now. You've been behind the plate all year, catching this pitching staff, which has been so good, postseason, regular season. What is it like just leading that staff day in, day out? How is it just getting used to all those different types of pitchers? Like you have guys that throw super hard, like Mikey or Cheeto, and then you have guys that like Trice that throw submarine. What is it like just day in, day out with that pitching staff?
It's always a pleasure to be out there and compete behind the guys and know that I got their back, they got my back no matter what. Especially with Mikey, man, dominant all year, Mr. Baseball candidate, or winner actually. Cheeto always shoving it no matter what, no matter how tight or how open the game is, he's always going to be out there and shoving it. And just knowing with the reps that I take that I got my guys back.
You had a big pickoff to end the inning in the bottom of the 5th inning. They had a little bit of momentum. What does that mean, just getting that extra out for your pitcher in the 5th inning?
It's been a tight spot. It was a tight spot there for Cheeto, the 2 innings in a row. We tried it the first inning at first base, but I knew I had the guy at second base, and whatever I can do to help Cheeto, no matter what, that's what I got to do.
And today you also went, you had 2 big hits, 2 singles in the 5th and the 7th. That single in the 5th brought in 2 runs. What does that mean, just kind of those few insurance runs just getting added on there in the 5th?
Yeah, I mean, you got to go up there and compete no matter what. Go up there and fight, put the ball in play, and bust your butt down the line because you know you got the Mr. Baseball winner behind your back over there at first and on deck.
All right, thank you very much, Parker. Again, you got to get on the team bus, so
yep.
Thank you for your time.
Thank
Big
you.
win today, staying alive. We were supposed to have Mikey Teasley and Coach Free with us, but they may have gotten on the bus already. But huge win for the Wildcats. And we'll get closing thoughts from David here in just a moment.
David.
Closing thoughts here on the air. I believe Mikey and Coach Free had to get on the team bus. So.
Okay, that's fine. Just closing thoughts. Good win, good bounce back win for the Wildcats. As I was saying to Blake earlier, Cheeto didn't have his best stuff today, but he grinded it out. He got enough. He only gave up the one run, walked several, but it didn't matter in the long run. He made the plays when they needed to, and the Wildcats win the ball game 6-1. They move on.
Great team win here, just staying alive in the state tournament here at Oakland High School out in Murfreesboro. John Ulrich, David Clary, Blake. I don't know your last name, sorry. Blake Woody with you here.
I'm going to say it. So long, everybody.